Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. So this time we're going to be looking at Tori Spelling and her recent move. It seems like she's decided to rent a place in Sherwood Country Club, which is pretty interesting when you think about it.
Yeah, it definitely raises some questions.
Yeah, we've got some articles here talking about the move, the house itself, and, kind of the whole context of her real estate decisions lately.
Right, and it's especially interesting when you consider, she recently sold her Malibu home, and
Yeah.
there's been all this talk about her financial situation.
Exactly. It's like on the surface, it seems like a very, classic celebrity move. Renting a $15,000 a month place in a super exclusive neighborhood, known for its golf course and famous residents. But there's got to be more to it than that, right?
Oh, absolutely. I
Oh,
mean, think about the flexibility that comes with renting. No mortgage, no property taxes, and a lot less hassle when it comes to maintenance, especially for a large estate like that.
that's a good point. I mean,
Yeah.
she does have 5 kids, so a low maintenance lifestyle probably sounds pretty appealing right now.
Right, and, considering everything that's been in the news lately,
Mm.
it wouldn't be surprising if this was a strategic decision.
Oh, totally. Like a way to kind of maintain a certain image
Right.
while navigating a tricky financial period.
Yeah, exactly.
But even these picture-perfect homes, even in places like Sherwood Country Club, can have their downsides,
Oh.
as we'll see.
Well, for sure. This situation actually really highlights how appearances can be deceiving.
Totally. So it turns out this Sherwood Country Club rental
Hmm.
wasn't exactly the haven it seemed to be.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was a pretty serious issue with mold.
Oh, wow. Mold.
Yeah, a pretty bad infestation,
Wait,
actually.
how bad are we talking?
Bad enough that it caused health problems for Tori and her kids.
Really?
Yeah, they were dealing with respiratory infections, allergies, the whole 9 yards.
Wow, that's awful. It's crazy to think that this beautiful, luxurious home could be harboring such a serious health hazard.
Right, it really makes you think about the importance of prioritizing health and safety,
Mm-hmm.
even when you're renting a high-end property.
Absolutely. It's a good reminder that things aren't always what they seem, even in these exclusive communities.
Exactly. And, for someone like Tori, image is everything. So this whole mold situation
Yeah.
probably threw a major wrench in things.
I can only imagine the stress of dealing with something like that, especially while trying to maintain a public persona.
Right. It really makes you wonder about the pressures of celebrity life.
Okay, but before we get too deep into the psychology of celebrity life, let's take a step back and appreciate the house itself. Mold aside, this place was stunning. The exterior was this amazing blend of classic and contemporary, with these bold red double doors that just added a real pop of personality.
Oh, yeah. Those doors were definitely a statement piece.
Totally. And that circular driveway, so grand. It's like it was designed for a dramatic entrance.
You can almost picture the paparazzi hiding in the bushes.
Exactly.
It really plays into the whole allure of these exclusive communities. The privacy, the grandeur. It creates this sense of being set apart from the everyday world.
Absolutely. And speaking of being set apart, can we talk about that backyard, the pool, the perfectly manicured landscaping, the sleek patio? It looks straight out of a magazine spread.
It's easy to see why someone would be drawn to that kind of lifestyle.
Yep.
It just seems so idyllic, perfect for family life and entertaining.
Oh, absolutely. That classic California indoor-outdoor living vibe.
Exactly.
You can just picture those lazy summer days by the pool, kids running around, friends gathered for barbecues.
It's that ideal of carefree living that
Yeah.
these communities often promote.
Totally. But as we know, things weren't quite so carefree for Tori. That mold situation was a real curveball.
Yeah, it definitely highlights the importance of looking beyond the surface.
All right, so let's move on to the interior of the house. I'm dying to hear your thoughts on the design choices. Did it live up to the hype of the exterior?
It was interesting.
Interesting good or interesting bad?
Well done, I'd say,
Oh,
but maybe not what you expect.
oh, intriguing. Give me the details. What was the overall vibe?
Definitely designed for family life. Makes sense with 5 kids. Lots of open space, comfy furniture, and the color palette felt really calming and neutral.
So not exactly over-the-top glam, not what you'd picture for a celebrity home.
Not really. It had those classic elements, high ceilings, big windows, spacious kitchen. But the overall feel was more like understated elegance than in-your-face luxury.
Okay, so sophisticated, but kid-friendly. Got it. Anything that stood out design-wise?
Well, one thing that struck me was they used a lot of natural materials.
Oh,
A
nice.
lot of wood and stone throughout the house, so it felt really warm and inviting.
Love that. Bringing the outdoors in. It fits that whole California lifestyle we were talking about.
Exactly. It creates that connection to the surrounding environment, which I think is important in a place like Sherwood Country Club.
Right. It's all about blending in with the natural beauty, even while living in a luxury bubble.
And there were some interesting architectural details, too, like the living room had exposed beams, added a rustic touch, and the kitchen had a big island with a butcher block countertop. Very down to earth.
So we've got natural materials, rustic touches, and that focus on family functionality. Sounds like Tori was going for a cozy and comfortable atmosphere.
I think that's a fair assessment. And it makes sense, considering all the upheaval she's been through. Maybe she was craving some stability and normalcy.
That's a good point. Creating a haven for her family, a place to feel grounded amidst all the chaos.
Exactly. And it's interesting to contrast this home with the one she sold in Malibu, which was way more modern and minimalist.
Oh, you're right. That one was all clean lines and bold design. This Sherwood Country Club place feels much more traditional, and dare I say, homey.
Like she's going back to her roots, embracing a more classic aesthetic.
Makes you wonder if this shift in design taste reflects something deeper going on in her life.
Perhaps she's reevaluating her priorities, focusing less on outward appearances and more on creating a nurturing environment for her family.
Insightful. It's like this whole real estate journey is mirroring her personal growth.
And it reminds us that our homes are often a reflection of who we are and what we value.
So true. Okay, before we get too philosophical, I gotta ask about the master suite. Was it as impressive as the rest of the house?
Spacious and well-appointed for sure. Large windows looking out to the backyard, a fireplace, a sitting area, all the makings of a luxurious retreat.
And the bathroom. Don't leave me hanging.
The bathroom was interesting. It had a big soaking tub, which I'm sure was appreciated after that whole mold stress, but it wasn't over the top. More like a spa-like sanctuary than a glitzy Hollywood bathroom.
So even in the master suite, the focus was on comfort and practicality over flashiness.
Exactly. Like she was prioritizing functionality and creating a space that felt truly relaxing and rejuvenating.
Which, let's be honest, is probably what she needed most after that whole mold ordeal.
It's a good reminder that even celebrities need a place to unwind and escape from all the pressure.
So true. It makes you wonder if this move to Sherwood Country Club was as much about finding peace and quiet as it was about keeping up appearances.
I think there's a good chance of that.
You know, it's funny. We started this deep dive focused on the allure of these exclusive communities, that whole celebrity lifestyle. But now I'm seeing a different side to it.
It's easy to get caught up in the surface level, but there's always more to the story.
Absolutely. And with Tori Spelling, it seems like that more is about finding a balance between her public persona and her private life, between wanting luxury and needing normalcy.
A balancing act we all face in some way. Finding that sweet spot between who we are to the world and who we are at home.
Well said. Okay, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. The mold that forced her to leave this seemingly perfect home
Right, and it reminds us that even in the fanciest settings, problems can pop up.
definitely highlights the importance of due diligence, no matter how perfect a place seems. So what happened next? Did she stay in Sherwood Country Club? Or move on?
She didn't stay in Sherwood Country Club.
Okay, so where'd she end up?
Another rental, this time in Woodland Hills.
Woodland Hills. Interesting. So it seems like she's really prioritizing that flexibility.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe a bit more privacy, too.
Yeah.
Woodland Hills is definitely more low-key than Sherwood Country Club.
Yeah, good point. And maybe a mold-free environment. But seriously, it makes you wonder what's next for her in terms of real estate. Will she keep renting or eventually settle down and buy a place?
It's hard to say, but this whole experience has definitely given us a fascinating glimpse into the real estate decisions of someone like Tori Spelling.
Absolutely. We've seen the allure of those exclusive communities, the challenges of maintaining a certain lifestyle, and just how unpredictable life can be even for celebrities.
And we've seen how her design preferences have evolved too. That shift from modern and minimalist to a more traditional family-focused style.
It really makes you think about how our homes reflect our personal journeys and what we value at different stages of life.
I think that's a key takeaway here. It's not just about the houses themselves, but what they reveal about the people who live in them.
So true. And in Tori's case, it seems like she's on a path of self-discovery, figuring out what truly matters and creating a home that reflects that.
It reminds us that home isn't just about a location or how big it is. It's about creating a space where you feel comfortable and safe, a place where you feel surrounded by the people you love.
Beautifully said. And it's something we can all relate to, celebrity or not. We all want a home that reflects our values and gives us a sense of belonging.
And I think this whole experience with Tori Spelling has given us a lot to think about when it comes to our own choices and what we prioritize in our own living spaces.
It really has been an insightful deep dive. We've explored the world of celebrity real estate, seen the challenges behind the glamour, and gotten a deeper sense of what truly makes a house a home.
And maybe it's even sparked some ideas for our listeners about their own dream homes and the things they value most in a living space.
I hope so. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one final thought. Whether you're renting, buying, or just dreaming of your perfect home, remember that it's not about keeping up appearances or trying to impress anyone. It's about creating a space that truly reflects who you are and what matters most to you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.